Hello and welcome. It is the 7th of January, 2021, 9:14 p.m. Eastern Time as I'm doing this video. My name is Derek. All bets trading and the like within each his own risk and their own reward. Alrighty. First off, Hedera hash graph, 109 Satoshi against the Bitcoin, having a decent size rally. Coming in at 1900 hours, and it's holding in there so far so well. It's most certainly established support between 106 and 107, and it's pretty much there at 108 even. I don't know if anything big is going to come about it, because I got a line here which represents an alert. I had a sell order there at 114, so you can see it hasn't been there yet, but I've already sold it there, and I could have sold it higher. I can't even trade on Binance, but I forgot again today to contact them, and I'll try that tomorrow. But not the greatest of exchanges so far for me to deal with right now. Hopefully things will work out with me. I've talked about that in my videos about how they just won't let me withdraw my site. So technically my cryptocurrencies I have on there, thankfully a low percentage to my overall holdings, is basically practically not existent. And that's why I don't believe in holding coins on exchanges. Hold them in hardware wallets. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe you're trading whatever coin this exchange is down the tubes, but yeah, you can trade it here and here, there, and you can use your coins here and there. Maybe if you have situations like that occur. So anyway, when I look at this on Bittrex, which is where I had my sell order on, let's go up to 140. So I looked at this. I went to I did a recent video just playing a video game that I uploaded just between ratio trading. Then my alert didn't go off. I was kind of hoping that would have while I was doing the video. I guess the price didn't go up, and then I looked at Hedera. It's still in the 109 range. That's fine. And then I go to Bittrex, see my order was filled. Okay, because I figured maybe it might have possibly hit because this can be a couple satoshis higher. Somebody bought pretty decent. So this is what I kind of wonder. What does this person know that got this person to make a mistake buy? And maybe he didn't, or she, or they didn't care it was that of a mistake, or definitely unaware most likely. And maybe realized after doing it, what did I do kind of deal. This is pretty much always, especially when you see this on a smaller site like Bittrex versus Binance. Somebody who just bought up everything that they could to that number one way or another. That's the Bitcoin that they had. That's what they were able to buy it up to. As far as trading volume was concerned, 145,000 of these coins. So that's 1.4 million on a 10 Satoshi, 14. 145,000. Yeah, just trying to... that's a decent sized buy. Maybe that person knows something that's going to go up. But I kind of wonder if you see something like that. Does that tell you that's a day trade that's going to go up in the next little while? I almost think that it might be. I'll be curious to see if it is. Now, in looking at some of this stuff in here, what I'm going to do is Bitcoin's down 4%. So it gave some price back down today, rallied, and it's giving it back again. Short term, I'm looking at this data for the first time. But before we do that, let's just quickly go over the long-term stuff. Daily, it's just looking fantastic. 4 hours, pretty much had breaks of these trends, but I mean, it hasn't had much of a pullback, so it's still kind of doing its thing, I guess you could say. And then amongst the hourly term, we can see in here there was the sell-off at 1,300 hours that came down, establishing a low of 36,400 and change. On the 15-minute term, you can see just how fast that recovery was, and managing to get back pretty damn near close to 100% of its sell-off, realistically near 90% of it. The low's down to 36 in here, but really the low, at least from the 15, is where it is now. So when you look at this on the 1, and I'm looking at this for the first time, how much did it actually trade below this level? I'm going to put a line in it, even though I don't need it because I got the red line in there now. And in answer to that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And then it supported it for 3. And I guess I'll just scroll it all this way. And now it's back to it. So this is an area where, and I probably should just buy some Bitcoin because I got day trading cash in US dollars right now. But I'm actually, my plan after this is moving on to look at some other markets and just see what's going on. See if I can find something. Because right now my thinking is I'm just going to buy some H-bar and see if I'm right about what I stated on the outset. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's only a small percent. It's even smaller than my Binance holdings. In fact, I'm getting a little iffy on Huo because I got a lot of theta on there. Today's been a good theta buying day for me so far, so I just got to get it off that exchange. It's just a couple more buys I want to fill before doing a withdrawal, as if it costs much. 0.1 theta withdrawal cost from the exchange. Okay. So this is just the type of spot when I see it hit this line kind of deal. I mean, this is pretty much at the exact number when I'm looking back at where we were. I would have been like, okay, well, you have this is that key support where it retested from in here before. It could have been either this low too. So this would have been a big one too. But the one before this, the low was, okay, 37,488. What's 37.5? I'd say myself. That'd be the number, I would think. I mean, 37.7's up there, so. Yeah, I do like 37,510 or something. I put a buy order in for it. I would do it on like a 3x fund, and I'd try to sell it in like 10 minutes. Realizing, I got to be really careful on that. Knowing that I definitely got a stop loss strategy, something like that out. If I see that it's going to be losing in any type of short term, I got to dump it like no other because those things are bound to lose. And so far from this line, all we've had for a bounce at this point is right back to where it came from. And 2 minutes later is a move to 894 from like 7. So you're talking about like a 0.5% move or whatever. And even on a 3x isn't going to give you too much, because the 3x, I'd be looking for Bitcoin to come up to like 38,000 change or something. And then I would just unload it at that stage. Of course, I'm not doing that. Let's just take a quick look. Well, theta, I'll take a quick look at theta. Oh, down below 5 now. I mean, I'm a little excited because I want to buy more and everything, but I got a couple things. I want to sell H-bar for it, which is an interesting aspect for me. Again, I can't sell on Binance, but right now I cannot deposit H-bar on Huobi, which isn't the worst of deals. I can easily get through the trade. It just means I got to sell H-bar on Bittrex, and then I got to sell something on Huobi, which I got extra cash on there, to buy theta, and then balance out the funds, and that's easy enough to do. Balance out meaning I'm just going to have to, I need to have this much of this coin, this much of that, so I have to buy this here, sell that there to make sure those numbers work out. But as you can see on the 1 minute time frame, just continuously going down throughout the day. 15-minute time frame from this high 2 days ago, even from this high at the start of the year. Not finding support right now, and it's been a large pierce if we're looking at it this way. At the first key Fibonacci level. And that's more than a pierce at this stage. I mean, it's even the statement that was going to come down here is a little while ago. Yeah, I'm cheering for it to go down towards this line. And 45.99 is that number. So let's now go on to what I want to talk about. I don't even know what these numbers are going to look like. I'm going to see how much coins are up or down in the last 2 hours and 24 minutes. BCV is doing amazing right now. Let's see if we could find anything on this. 50, okay. We've came back to where we came from on here. 1, 2, 3 or so hits, and the third hit was pretty decent. Okay, volume that I'm liking as it breaks out here. You see it starting to break out at 870, 880. I got to get rid of my other alert first. I'm only allowed one. I'm probably just going to find something fast soon and say, no, I don't want this anymore. Next up, hot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort this by gainers and losers. Losers, meat. And that's been just a volatile one. And I think meat and top trade together. It's really weird. This meat coin has been just crazy. Earlier today, where we are now, well, it's even lower than that, like 1,600. Goes up to like 5,000. Pulls back down to 23. Rallies up to near 4, and now it's back down here again. Seeing this thing embarrass it, just a short signal from here at this stage. It's not showing weakness, breaking down below the 18 now. And hourly time frame showing a sell signal, looking like so much there. Not like I have anything to sell, because I don't. I mean, this is now the case. Now we're having this correctionary phase instantly, basically, amongst the 4. And that's, that's one thing that, like, okay, you're way overextended. I like to see this thing correct, but realistically, when you're this much extended, you kind of want to see it happen like minimum 2 to 3 periods from now. And when it's the next, it can be a little scary, and it was the next. So now here we have the 18 lows rising, and I don't know. I don't know about the chances of it holding or not. How long has this been around for? Well, it's its biggest. I mean, you had a big move up here, and the last big move is April of last year. So this is the first real move it's had in 3/4 of a year. So we'll see how this thing meets up with its destination. But as I'm going, take a look at, go back, look at it, show it this way. And let's get rid of this. Look at this on the 15. Let's go to top. Oh, relatively about the same. How about you guess? Nope. Chat. That one was about the same, I think. It's almost like top and meat for whatever reason, or all these. Look at that. Like top, chat are the exact same, pretty much. I was looking at that earlier. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's just crazy. A fair coin. I remember arbitraging that back in 2018. Oh my goodness. I think, oh my goodness, what a failed move. That's just crazy. And even here you can see you have a move like this that goes up. Then it comes back, a huge correctionary move, not even coming back to here, but there it goes above the 18, and now we're starting to see how it's starting to break down within the 18 of lows after it came down to there about 6-7 periods ago. Not much volatility. And this is where you gotta be careful, because one mistake I made, and I mean, you gotta even think that, you gotta remember you're not that big game of a player, and you're not, but sometimes you kind of are. And literally, I don't even give you dollar amounts because it's not big. What was the dollar amount? Let me try and figure out what, $700, 600, 500, 500, 600, $700. And I go into a trade of one of these shit type coins, and then I got to get out of it. And it was just a nightmare getting out of it, realizing, oh my goodness, it's like, I own this much. And I mean, I can buy 2-3 orders out. It was like, no, I don't like it. So you gotta look at how much the play is. So a lot of these coins came in. It's gonna be like, is it even big enough? Is it too small of a market, basically? I mean, Virgin though is a little bit of a bigger market kind of deal, and it's had a decent sized move. 20 to 25 handle. I don't know how many zeros that is. I'm not gonna count. Don't feel like it. But the 25 handle, the 45 handle. That's a decent sized move intraday. Nice choppy movement. It had even a bigger one before going to 55. I remember looking at this earlier, so I barely remember seeing it. Still can go down more on a correctionary basis in here. And 4 hours, same thing there. If I look at this, say just something short term, like, oh my goodness, it's getting, big volume coming in. I mean, you almost want to take a look to see how that's coming in. It came in down almost, what's the 1 minute look like? Volume came in here, but then the market continued to go down right after that. Well, it's back to where it is, but it's almost telling me I should buy something like that when I see like that again. And I can even, I don't know if I can get like a 2 or 3x fund or something like that. Huobi has about 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 different codes that have like 3x funds against the dollar. I probably should just change this and maybe day trade the dollar exchange. I don't know. Maybe it might have some pretty bad volume coins too. Okay, so some of the gainers. This one, Beast Bitcoin Capital Vendors. You can't read it on here, but that's the one I was looking at recently. Yeah, forgot all about. So how are we looking here? We come, yeah. If I just break that 15 of highs, then I gotta think that this is going to be ready to go. I mean, this is only 3 Satoshi, so I don't care about that. Although that's a different strategy, playing those coins. And I can maybe talk about that too. But before we do that, let's just take a look at Content Box. Even though, and you see movements looking like this, I can tell that it's not that liquid. If a 15-minute chart's looking like that over the last 3-4 periods. I mean, when you're playing on this, yeah, again, sucks when you try to want to get out in different times. And you want to force you got to get in or out. It's just so difficult to do. Now, the one contrary, though, you realize when getting it, if you realize you're going to get out when it goes up like this and it sells big, then it's still a piece of cake. But, so that I do keep that in mind oftentimes when I do play some of the, oh my goodness, what a failed move here. What did it do? It went from like 10 handle up to a 3.5x move almost. And then it gave it back. So again, I mentioned it came back to the 18 average the very next period from November 24th. And it didn't continue to do well. But if you're trading in here, the one way of looking at it is you look at what your portfolio value is worth here. You look at what it's worth here. And then you look at what it's worth here. And I mean, you get a headache when you see, oh my goodness, how volatile things are. But you realize what it's worth here versus here is noticeably higher here, noticeably lower here compared to the one above it. And then this level equals what? Here or here somewhere kind of deal. But it also means that where you're worth here might have been what you're worth, say, somewhere in here as well, too. Because you can be like, oh, I was like worth like here. You're going to get your portfolio value is going to just end up going lower and lower and lower. But you get any type of big move, like, oh my goodness, you could be accumulating this. This thing has that big move that goes to these highs. You accumulate so many of these coins, your profit potential can be so large, and so on. And not much of this stuff is up too. And what I like to do too is I sort this by percentage up and down move, and then I can see how things retrace like a half hour, 2 hours later. So basically what that means is, I'll start with in here. If I see some of these moves, like say this is 9.9. If I see this is like negative or 1 or 2, I know it's given some price back. So it gives me an indication of what it's done in the last little bit that way. Say I see something like this is already down at minus 0.78. This tells me, well, Loom in the last couple minutes must be in a downtrend. And we can see in here that it actually is. And if, say something like this here, HB, well, this must be an uptrend now. Wow, okay, what do we got here? What's the volatility? This is wacko. And I tried looking at something like this, and the low is 96 and a quarter. The high is 101. That's a differential. Well, it's like still 3-4%. No, I'm not going to try. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm not going to. So going on to the low ones here. So if I see something like this is like minus 10 or minus 12, I realize it'd be a short-term rally. So nothing here in the last few minutes I can see is really doing much. XLM, oh, that's a big one. That's Stellar Lumen. It's down. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we have it in here. If I can maybe try to find a down target, maybe I can try to fish for a bottom. And yeah, you can say it's a fool's game to try to fish for tops and bottoms. But technically, if you're right 60%, 30, 80%, then the math is going to work accordingly. And it's probably in your best interest to be good at it. So we had this recent failed breakout. How long ago? 20 hours on January 6th. That's about a day ago. Established support between 852 and 830 resisted here. So, I mean, it's could potentially be a somewhat of, I mean, it's not much of a bottom for volatility, though. Meaning it's only went down like here to here. Okay, now Fibonacci is going to be fun. High divided by low. So easy. And then there's going to be more. I'm going to have to look at other time frames still. I'm not going to be done just by looking at this. 12.99. I mean, you can do 13 even too. And this low is in at 359. Wow, that's a decent sized move. Holy wow, swaggers. It is what it is. Markets will do what they do. So key levels, 795 and 587. Well, that's where we're breaking down. I don't have any limit to short. Wonder if I should short Ripple. I mean, they work together, do they not? What's Ripple doing? I got extra Ripple I can short if need be. Well, we're back to where we came from, but test number 2 in here on the 4. Ripple and Lumen are like kind of work together kind of deal, so that's why I sent that. Okay. Well, we're having the breakdown below the 18 average. After, again, on the retest, 15-minute term. Breaking. The next level of support is 765. I guess I could even buy like a 2 or 3x Ripple fund too. Short. Okay, let's see if we can get a good entry time now. 1 minute term. Well, we are kind of breaking down at the 18 as we speak now. Let's just see what the code is called. And I might have a hard time finding it, searching it this way. She will be right here. Where's the short one? Looks like this is a short, I think. Yeah, this is L for long and S for short. Alrighty here. Am I already missing out on the party here? A little bit. I mean, the 1 hour sees it's tempting to break out. Nice little breakout on the 15. Yeah, let's just buy it. Now, this is what they're telling me to do. I have to read a introduction. This is really cool. I mean, whatever. I mean, I have to do a test. What does BTC3 margin ETP mean? If the Bitcoin price falls by more than 1%, the value of the margin will increase by 3. Actually, probably greater. If the price falls... Okay. If the price of Bitcoin falls by 3%, this is -3. So this is the short. So it's increased then. This is almost like a trick question. Margin ETP is a token to track the rise and fall of a spot with a certain multiple. For example, compared with contrary margin products, what are the main characteristics of a margin ETP? Margin is required. The product has an expiration date and risks of liquidation. Margin is required. I don't need margin on the ETF. Is that what this? Watch me fail this test and I can't trade. I mean, come on. Which of the following descriptions is not accurate about the margin ETF? Facing unilateral markets, margin ETP may bring compound interest income. Yeah, right. More is suitable for both long. Yeah, right. It. I mean, come on. What? Okay. Obviously, it's not good for long term. That's a gimme. Not accurate. Okay. I mean, I was reading accurate. Is it correct that the daily management fee is charged by deduct? I don't think so, but I'm just going to say right. I don't like how this thing is, but as far as the tool is concerned, whatever. Which of the following is not the position adjustment mechanism of a Huobi margin ETF? I guess, I don't even feel like doing this. I'm just going to click on trade because this is wrong, right? Yeah. And this is wrong. I'm not even going to read it. It's just whatever. And as far as where we've gone the last few minutes, not much is going on here. What's going on with Bitcoin? Does the Bitcoin still show it's going to go down? Yeah, it's still in a downtrend. Down 5%, so yeah. I'm going to get in. And I get an error message trying to get in. Order failed. Exceeded the holding limit of the current. I'm not even going to try anymore. I mean, I could just literally, if I wanted to short Ripple, deposit Ripple from my hardware wallet, sell it on the exchange, buy Tether or USDC or something, and then just buy something else. Or just buy it back when the price is lower and you get the gain. So it is what it is. So nothing is bought. I'm still holding US dollars. And it's interesting because I made 2 day trades yesterday, lost. I'm just getting some of it back with this short play right now by holding Tether. Which I got in a good price. I got in earlier today when it was decently higher, like 39,000 and change. But you can see Bitcoin falling on the 1 minute now. H-bar's up to 102. What do we got here? Bitcoin Cash -2. Litecoin -4. Theta -3 now. Tesla's -3. So everything's going down right now. And you know what? This is just part of the volatility. And these markets have had tremendous up runs. This isn't even much of a move right now. But as we can see, I'm going to take a look at the bullshit and bear shit funds and all that. Those would be pretty interesting too as well. Because they're just going to be rising, as you can see. Yeah. You know what? The best thing, let me just buy some Huobi or some. No, Tether's fine too. The other thing, I'm thinking, okay, this market's going down. I can't be leaving something going down. I think, no, I'm in Tether. That's why I'm like, let's buy some H-bar because I think it's like it's probably the better of the cryptos that I've even looked at right now for the next few minutes. But you can see here this index. Why was it doing nothing here? Was the market closed or something? I don't know what's going on here. But it goes from the 73 handle to the 86 handle. That's a 13-point move. So that's like you can say, get in and get out. It's like a gamble. It is a gamble. It's a bet. It's a wager. But when you look at how these things work on the long term, I mean, this has just been getting its ass destroyed. And I mean, you talk about on a variable number basis, 16,000 down. I mean, it's lost over 20,000 times its value. Oh, how do you do? Oh, long-term holding. Yeah, whatever. And so that's the bear. So bear represents being bearish, and shit represents shit coins. I just love the names and how they go together. And then the bull, and then bull and bullshit, because you can see how the meanings were 2 different ways on that. But spotlight this. I mean, that market's getting its ass. I mean, even this is down from this high, from 4,800 down to 600. And this is why it's like way bad, because even when I look back, and I started studying these extra leverage funds even before like 2009, whenever the Direxians came out back in that day. I was trading them in 2008, so obviously I would have been studying them way back when, and I knew decent enough about them then. But they weren't like this. It was a sense when if you seen that your commodity in the stocks was up, say like gold and all that stuff with those extra leverage funds, what I noticed is, okay, so gold is up. I mean, it was up like maybe, I don't know, say gold was maybe up like, say, double or something. And then from way back when, yet now we see the ETF is up like maybe 30% or 40% or it's even, but it wouldn't be down. And we see Bitcoin and all these coins just having tremendous runs. But I guess from this point in here, it's all about these asset classes being nothing but day trading vehicles, really nothing more than that, to say the least. Except it seems like, I don't know, not letting me bet them right now. I don't know why. It just is what it is. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.